Far away, the disabled man's friend lay wide awake, his body trembling. He'd been listening to the screams echo through the village for what felt like an eternity, and with every new cry, a chilling sense of familiarity washed over him. He knew that sound, but how suddenly, like a flash of lightning illuminating a dark room, the memory returned. It was from earlier that day, on the path leading to the burial grounds. He remembered the man's voice, strangely calm, almost serene, as he said, "I will do what is on my mind." He remembered the rhythmic tap-tap-tap of the walking stick against the hard-packed earth. And he remembered the look in the man's eyes, a placid surface hiding a storm beneath. A cold, suffocating fear wrapped itself around his chest, squeezing the air from his lungs. What if he meant it? What if this was his doing? The thought was so horrifying, so utterly terrifying, that it propelled him into action. He leapt from his bed, his heart hammering against his ribs like a trapped bird. He burst out of his hut and into the chaotic night. People were running everywhere, their faces masks of panic, all heading towards the source of the screams. But he didn't follow them. A cold, hard certainty guided his feet in the opposite direction. He knew, with a gut-wrenching instinct, that he wouldn't find answers in the chaos. He had to find the source. He ran, ignoring the pandemonium, his destination clear in his mind. He went straight to the one place he suspected the man would be hiding, a small, forgotten shrine at the edge of the forest. And there he was, just as he'd pictured. The disabled man was sitting quietly in the shadows, his silhouette barely visible against the dark trees. He wasn't panicked, he wasn't afraid, he was just awaiting. His friend stumbled to a halt, panting, his voice raw with a mixture of dread and anger. "Is this your doing?" he shouted, the words tearing from his throat. The man looked up, his movements slow and deliberate. In the faint moonlight, his face was an unreadable mask. He simply nodded. "Yes," he said, his voice as calm as it had been that afternoon, "to teach them, and others." The confession hit his friend like a physical blow. The strength drained from his legs, and he collapsed to his knees in the dirt. He felt a wave of despair wash over him. This was a nightmare. "Please," he begged, his voice cracking. "Please, you have to stop it. Make it stop." The disabled man just looked at him, and for the first time, his friend saw a flicker of something in his eyes. It wasn't triumph, it wasn't anger, it was regret. A deep, bottomless well of it. He slowly shook his head. "I can't," he whispered, the words barely audible over the sound of the wind rustling through the leaves. "I know how to call them. I don't know how to stop them." Just then, another scream, sharper and more desperate than all the others, pierced the night air. It seemed to hang there, a final, terrible note in a symphony of fear. And as the first light of dawn began to creep over the horizon, the village was about to learn the true price of calling upon the dead. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, follow, comment, and subscribe to my page for more at BWORLDMV.